Hey, my friends, this is Nestor Nidomen from the MakeMoneyFromHomeDad.com, and right here I'm in the famous California Rose Garden in front of USC, and so we were coming down the freeway, and I started to think about traffic and how that works. And so, when we were coming down, I've always lived. I've lived my youth in LA, right, in Los Angeles, was like so much traffic. And then I moved, after I graduated from high school, I moved to about 45 minutes away from it, but there's still a lot of traffic. And so I got used to basically driving on traffic on the freeways, and managing that traffic and being able to get to where I need to go as fast as I can, even though there's traffic. And I was remembering this one time where I was trying to get to this one place, and there was like a traffic jam. There was a lot of traffic, and but yet what I was able to pass a lot of a lot of cars, even though there was a traffic jam, because of this one thing. But that yet there was another car who I will see doing this one mistake, right? And I see this over and over and over and over, right? When people are trying to get there faster, right? They tend to. This one car was like, it will drive. It will start to drive past me. It will see a little hole in between cars, and it will just go in there and go really fast. But then, like maybe like 30 seconds later, I pass him up again through where I was going through, right? And I was just, be waiting there patiently in my car, going with the flow, and just kind of watching all the way into the front of the traffic jam, right? So I'm watching in the front, and then I see this guy, going from one lane to another, basically endangering other drivers, right? And trying to get there faster than anybody else, but he can't do it. He will go ahead, and then I will see him. I will pass him up. But then what I started to do, this is what I do, is just basically I'm patient. I'm checking things out. I'm looking into the future, so looking into what's going on. And then when I see my opportunity, because I can see how if I change lanes, I can pass a lot of cars and then go to another one. So that's what I do. I change lanes. I start to drive, and then pass a lot of cars, and then go back to the fast lane, and then I wait there a little bit longer, and then I start doing it. And all of a sudden, when I start doing that, that car that's trying to go as fast as it can, that's changing lanes to lanes, and it's like a non-stop thing. He I see him all the way in the back, and then he stays all the way in the back, and all the way until I can't see him anymore. But then yet I get to somewhere else where, again, there's another person doing the same thing, right? And so I see that time and time again, and that's exactly what I see also during the when you're trying to drive traffic over to your website, right? So because a lot of people, that's one of the biggest mistakes that people are doing, is that they're being impatient about their marketing. They're being impatient about their traffic. So whenever they think it's slowing down, they will change marketing strategies, or they change something in their traffic strategies, and all of a sudden it's like they're starting all over again. And so the person who's actually patient about their traffic passes them, right? And that's why people who know how to get traffic always can get traffic, because they're patient. They know that not all the time, that like just like a traffic jam, not all the time the traffic's gotta be moving fast and moving flowing, right? It's gonna stop, and you gotta be waiting and trying the thing, and being patient until you see a clearing and getting and go, right? So the one thing that most marketers are missing, that one thing that's killing people, is impatience. You gotta be patient when you're doing traffic. You gotta wait, right? Let's say if you're putting a solo ad, if you're doing paid advertising, you just do a solo ad. That's one solo ad. It might not work for you, right? But it might not work for you. That doesn't mean solo ads don't work. You just gotta, be patient, and keep on trying that solo ad, right? Keep on trying that strategy that you're doing, right? Just the way that I was doing, right? I was waiting for that strategy. And so what you want to be doing is just basically kind of waiting, and then be patient until it starts to work, because it will work. It will work. It'll start working, and you just gotta be a little patient about that. But that's basically the tip for the day of today. That's what one of the number one mistakes that marketers are doing when it comes to traffic. The traffic thing is that they're being impatient. They start to do dumb things that basically stops them from creating the traffic, right? Just like that car that's changing lanes to lanes. He thinks that because he passes a couple of cars, he thinks he's going fast, but then all of a sudden, I'm over here slowly but surely, I pass him again. I pass them again. And all of a sudden, one of my traffic, because I'm being very, very diligent, one of the traffic strategies, all of a sudden, the explosion works and boom, I'm ahead of the game. So that's what you're gonna want to do is just be patient with your traffic strategies. Learn all about the traffic strategies. You want to learn what like Solo Ads has its own psychology. PPC has its own strategy. Own psychology. Free traffic has its own psychology. Everything has its own psychology, and you're gonna want to learn that psychology and those principles in order for you to be able to efficiently be able to just move along. With that, guys, this is Nestor Indome from the MakeMoneyFromHomeThat.com. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and share it and like it. Also, if you want to connect with me on a more personal basis, if you want me to mentor you and coach you on a more personal basis, there's gonna be a link on the bottom of this video. You're more than welcome to click on it. And there's a little questionnaire that you're gonna be able to answer, and at the end you're gonna be able to connect with me on a more personal level. This is Nestor Indome from the MakeMoneyFromHomeThat.com. I'll catch you on the next video. Bye for now.